Ikoti here again, and today in this tutorial I'm going to show you how I did this manipulation, just like I promised in the previous tutorial. Sit back, relax, and follow me. Let's delve deeper. Alright, so this was the previous tutorial I made, and I showed you how to design this, but I didn't show how I manipulated this particular image due to the length of the video. But today I'm briefly going to show how I did this, and I hope this tutorial doesn't take too long. Alright, so I already prepared it here, and this is the image here. Okay, so this is the image here, and in order to achieve this same effect, what I did was to basically go to Camera Raw. It was a filter effect I used, Camera Raw. Then I did some little adjustments to get this. So, but what you just do is just play around with Camera Raw, and obviously you get the results I got. I hope I can still get the exact result, but though, even if I couldn't get exact result, I'll get something similar to that. Okay, so next I'm gonna do is I'm gonna head up to my filter. So once I click filter, I click Camera Raw. So it takes some little time, then it loads up. So once it loads up, then I can continue. Okay, so this is it. This is Camera Raw. This is how it looks like. And I will just play around with all of this. I can't really remember precisely what I did, but I'll just play around with it, and hopefully I get the same result. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I would play a little bit with the exposure. Maybe I will just need to reduce the exposure a bit. Then maybe play around with the contrast a little bit, then the highlight a little bit. Maybe like this will be fine. Then the blacks, I'm gonna turn it down a bit. So let's say I increase it, it's gonna be brighter. That's the white. Then the black, if I turn it down, it's gonna be a little bit darker. So then I move to the texture, then I kind of increase the texture a little bit. Then clarity, maybe kind of move it a little bit. Then dehaze, I'm gonna give it a dehaze. I think that's what gave it that kind of dark effect. Dehaze, I'm gonna dehaze it like so. Then I'm gonna give it a little bit of vibrance. So I'm gonna desaturate a bit, just a little bit, because if you desaturate it extensively, you will see that this blue is gonna lose its color, and this is just an example, you can see. So what I did is just desaturate a little bit so that the blue doesn't lose its value. Okay, so the next thing I did was to come to, I think, effect. Okay, let me just so I effect, no, not effect. I came to calibration. Okay, yeah, calibration. Then I played a little bit with the hue. I think I gave it some hue like so. Then I desaturate a little bit. Yeah, basically that's what I did. Let me just give it a little bit of so this, yeah. So let me desaturate this a little bit. So what you're doing with this desaturation is just making its tone go a little bit lesser than it was. So it desaturates the hue, making it go lesser. So that means the green in the RGB, the green color in it would kind of fade off a little bit. So then this fades off a little bit too. Yeah, so I can also do like this. Then so that's just how you play around with it until you get your preferred effect. So I think I will still have to give it a little bit of clarity. Maybe I should give it a little bit of exposure. Okay, then a little bit of clarity. Then I give it more texture. Good, I think this looks really good. So I dehaze it a little bit as well. Yeah, I think this works fine. Then give it more vibrance. Yeah, I think that goes well. So after you're done, you hit up on enter. Then it takes some time, then it loads up. So if you look at this, you see it's not too far from this result I got here. So that's basically how. Okay, so the result is not too far from what I got here. So basically that's how I got this particular effect. So you must just play around, take your time to play around with those values I just did. Then obviously you have same result as mine. So you can see that it doesn't take really much time, and I don't want this video to be too long, just very brief. So now, in case you want to implement something of such in your design, so you can just follow this method, and you have apparently the same result as this. So once you just play around with it, you get the result. So now let's say you've played around with it. Let me take this back. Then let's come here. So now maybe you've made your whole kind of you've done whatever you want to do to the image. I have something like this and you're not cool with it. Obviously there's no how you can go back here, but what you can do is just Ctrl Z. Ctrl Z will take everything off. Ctrl Z takes everything off. And maybe if you just feel like, okay, let me just go back to it and just make use of it, and maybe it still works for what you want to do, and you can still manage it afterwards. Then you just come to filter, you see camera raw, Alt, Control and F. So it's just going to take the previous effect you used on the filter. Maybe it's a blur effect or whatsoever effect you used. It's actually this is what it's gonna take. I don't know if you're getting the point. So on clicking on this takes the previous filter you used, so you get it back. Okay, I hope this tutorial really helps. Okay, so that's gonna be the end of this tutorial, and I'll see you on the next one. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and turn on your post notification bell so that each time I upload tutorial you get to know about it on time. Okay, I'll see you on the next one, and I hope you will implement this. So drop your comment, let me know what you feel about this tutorial and what tutorial you would want me to post next, and I'll surely do reply. See you on the next one. Thank you.